Right, there we go. Put that on one side. Let's get running. Put that on the other side. I like head on a swivel at the moment. Right, okay. Right, well, the Mag 7's powering everything up. I'll tell you what, one of the first things that's causing me quite a bit of angst this, I said we were going to run into, excuse me, our core trading, and then which would be the FTSE 100, US 500, DAX, and some gold, and then some Forex pairs, and then a quick heads up on the Magnificent Seven, which I have done with crypto and BT and Ethereum. So it's proving quite hard to cover all those markets in one go. I know on Monday it ended up being a massive report on where we were going with everything, including lots of detail on the high probability Forex pairs. So uh, USD yen won yesterday if you'd followed that, and cable selling short won yesterday if you'd follow that, and then into detail for the Magnificent Seven, Apple, Alphabet, Microsoft, and the rest of the crowd. So what I'm going to do, propose a change, is on Monday we're going to have a detailed edge, and that will be the big edge for crypto and include the Mag 7. And then moving forward on the daily, rather than include, because these are stocks, rather than include these for everyday trading, because most of the people in the room don't trade the Mag 7, I'm going to drop off the Mag 7 uh, out of this and BTC. And we will put the core trades on plus two extras. So we'll have six different things to look at. How do people feel about that?
Yeah, sounds good, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'll do that then because this is taking me 2 hours every morning, even using AI to actually generate, and we concentrate on the core four anyway. So I'll do that moving forward. This morning, I put a few things into the room. We're doing the early doors trade, even though we're under Camarilla breakout short for the FTSE. I wanted to try and just get that bounce off the 200 EMA. So I don't know if anybody else took that. ATI then the FTSE's 11 and the DAX 33. The market's all a blast with debt, and leveraging debt to grow, especially in the Mag 7 and the AI. And the debt to earnings ratio is going higher and higher and higher. It's only going to take something pretty small for the whole bubble to go bang. So we kind of got to watch out for that. Um, be careful. As far as Euro is concerned, we've got Lagarde's speech and talking the euro up and talking the DAX up as per usual. We've got JOLTS reports at 3 o'clock, and there is PMI out for the Aussie at 10, but that's not going to affect what we do. Quite interesting. DAX yesterday absolutely rattled. Let's get into a 1 hour chart. Rattled up yesterday and then, well, went mildly positive, only for profit takers to come screaming in and take that off. If you remember yesterday, I've got a double overlay on that. We were looking at, the market pushing. Let's get rid of that. That's an old target. Um, we were looking at pushing this market up as far as we and then sell, and the market then come crashing off, which was nice, and it's firmly negative again. So we know that the DAX has a habit of low tests, even in a bit of a bear market, low tests and a high rejection. Hence why I put in the room, I think I did put it in the room, looking at some DAX calls. And I was looking at some DAX calls around about 10 or 11 there. And when I published that, looking at 2400, 2100, which is the gap close for today. So really, get in an early doors position before the market opens, just in case we get a buy in a dip scenario on the DAX. We don't know what. We're not tuned into the squawk box for Lagarde talking, but she always talks the DAX up. The DAX is always susceptible to low tests and then a hard reversal. So we can have a little look at this. Is it started? It might have started already. We shouldn't be trading long really above Camarilla breakout short. No, we just shouldn't. So we've got some options in for that, and we can look at the options. Has anyone in the room got the options with me?
Yes, I got the option, Steve.
It's kind of, I think it's so out of the money at the moment, and the thing is, what's the habits of this particular asset? You can see it gets severely bought up and then just drop like a rocket. And what we're banking on is that behavior prevailing today. So get those call options to try and come up towards the gap up here. Well, we've got them of 2400 to 2100. All we need is a small movement into there. If we can get into CBOS, then we'll trade that. The other thing is the gold trade I put on this morning for people, 2% gold trade, and we're 2% up. What I'm going to say to you today is either take 1%. I don't know if everyone did 2% with me or 1%, but we're coming into an area here. What I'm going to do, we sometimes do get a bit of a sell-off on the open. So I'm going to walk the dog with this, with the take profits. It was a 19 pip stop. So we've got, where are we at the moment? That's one at 0.63 times two. So that's 1.26% locked in. So if we get it wrong, we'll make 1.26. If the market runs back up, then I would like to see the 15-minute bar has already happened here. That was a 15-minute bar. I took a trade off the bounce, but before we get into that, let's go back to the FTSE ready for that open. Let's see what the FTSE is going to do. We want to be trading above CBOS to be able to close that gap. And mine was the early doors bounce off a 200 EMA. And, ATR today, kind of, that's 25 pips. So you want, and just have a quick look while the market's doing some moves. 25 pips with 1%. What's that looking like above CBOS? That's looking quite good, actually, isn't it? The one-to-one risk reward. And closing that gap. We need to be above CBOS to be able to do that. So the market's open now, 30 seconds into the market. And we'll see what's happening. And everything's locked up on what the hell's going on here? Bloody adverts everywhere.
Gold's breaking up.
Sorry, did someone say something?
Yeah, I said gold's breaking up.
That's nice. It's either going to break up or break down, Clive. Is that Clive? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's only good. It just means we're going to make even more money. But we need to concentrate on the gaps first thing in the morning rather than flit around. So we've got our positions on gold. If you want to take, if guys in the room, what I would say is 5-minute frackers would be the order of the day. I think with what's going on with it, I'm going to put this in here as an order at 75 for 25 and 25. And we'll see where we go from there. The news on the doors really is the debt that all the tech companies are taking on at the moment. Crazy. So it's a bit of will be a bit of a concern, a bit of a wobble in the market on tech stocks and large stocks, and that would cause people to run into gold. And we've got a 430 target on gold this morning, the first one with a 440. Yeah, gold's move off quite nicely, so we're over 2% up on gold. We can drop this now. So 15-minute fracker there. The gap is too big. Down to 5 minutes on gold is the one that we would want to take. You can see the fractal break up here. I would take that gap here. We can do this very, very quickly. If you want to take this 5-minute fractal, the 5-minute fractal is going to be 8.5. 8.5 and 8.5. If you can do that faster than me on a fractal breakup, then please do. And it's going to be here. There is the fractal break. We want that 0.8. That's it. That's 0.9. It needs to be 0.8, which is 0.3 of a breakup at the moment. It's 0.5, the spread. I'm reasonably happy with that. We've got extra bit of wiggle room under here, and that's a 1-to-1. Thing we've got to watch out for here is the BRN. People that have traded earlier that we have taken money into BRN, big round number. So that's something to watch out for. We could take 2% here, because 2% at 19. Maybe take 2% here, guys, and then let's continue on, because this could reverse on the big round number. Or we just take one off. We take 1% off. Take 1% off and leave 1% on with a lock-in of another 0.63. That's all right. We'll do that. So gold plus 1% and stop to plus 12.
What's this pushing down?
12.5. So that is, we're dividing that by 19. So that's locking in another 0.63. So the worst we can do on gold is win 1.63. So that's okay. So we've now broken up on gold here. Just looking at the other charts.
What's this breaking down?
Yeah, I know it is. Thank you. So I've got the gold spot December's running really nicely. Hang on a second. I've got extra. Oh, has a robot come on? Oh, no, sorry. That's me. That reminds me of robots. Yeah, robots are switched on. Right, okay. Greg's FTSE's out. We're waiting for that too. I think what we can do in a FTSE, I think this is the push down is going to be short-lived. So one of the things I would be interested in the FTSE is going back onto those options. The whole market's show you the FTSE on show you. I think options are going to be the order of the day to try and catch a low bounce. So, right, so that trade stands. We have got an S3, a wall trade here. Has anyone took the wall? No. So what I would say today is on the 4 hour, we're kind of right into a key 4 hour area here. So let's just have a little look here. So you can see all the market, all the markets are off. That's not a market, it's a volatility index. But you can see that I'm just looking at all the options. It's a sea of red today. It's all Mag 7, all with the warnings of debts. Is the market going to seek for refuge today and get the market really pulling off? If so, then we'll probably want to just be putting some options in, and let's see if we get the market settling a little bit later, and spend our time levering some gold coins out of gold. But let's just have a little look at what's happening with the indices. FTSE daily, 4th of November. Just going to bring these off to one side so you can see. Let's just put this to one side for the moment. So we're bound potentially, look at that gap all the way up here. So is this something we can do using some options here? We don't have to hit the options, we just have to get the options in the right direction to get a nice 1-to-1, 1-to-2, 1-to-5. So we've got the closing gap at 97s, 97.01, which is officially 97.01. Where are we on 7? Kind of, what's that class as? Lower than a snake's belly. Very cheap options, because the brokers are pricing this to not recover and leave an open gap for this morning, for today, not this morning. So that's quite interesting. Do we do what a very cheap punt? The market doesn't have to move very much at all today to get into the money. So if we could get some calls at 3.4 for 97s, we only need those to go up to 7 or a wee bit 7 for double, maybe 21 for 300%. Is the market going to move 30 points today to the top side from where we are at the moment? We are in a breakaway trade. C-Boss, camera breakout short, is on the breakaway, but the trend is up. And tell you what I'm going to do, guys. This is what I'm going to do in the room. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to buy, I'm going to buy 5 of those, 5 contracts for less than 1%. In fact, yeah, we'll buy 6 contracts for less than 1%. So 97 calls, and we could be very easy in the money. I'll just drop 1% for the day on that. But we're right around S3, which is a very overstretched area. And while I'm talking, the price is going up, so I'm going to buy these now. So we'll check those a bit later on. 3 calls, 9,700 calls at 3.6, and we'll see where we go with that one. I'm not going to trade the FTSE short, that's for sure. Let's just give this a bit of a helicopter view. All the markets look like they don't like the news on high debt borrowing. Is the market going to get flushed out before Christmas? We're far too far away for the Santa rally. That's in December. But the other thing that we're quite interested in is the pasty trade. That's not moved. We'll look at that on Monday and see where that's got to. But we're right on S3, which is, if the market breaks away from this, we're into not free fall, but 9,600 would be seen pretty quickly. This is absolutely nothing really in the space of a wee pullback. You can see the last one happened in October. It was 3%. We're getting used to the market just keep going up, and you can get into the habit of just keep buying. We've done nothing here, hardly anything. But what we're looking for is market function for the closing gap to at least be hit. That's why we've put in the calls on, and we are expecting the market to give us a bounce. If the market does give us a wee bounce today, rather than continue selling off, then we will be, well, all we need to do is get double the money on each contract, which is a 6x for the day, and then you should have shot and go home. CBOS is of interest. So CBOS is certainly a breakout of this level here would be interesting. CBOS. DAX. Let's go and have a look at that DAX, because that is very bearish. Now, I'm adding an alert. Here's an S3 trade on the DAX. Do I want to take the S3 trade on the DAX today when it's bearish as heck? No, because today it would be an R3 trade, because this is going with the trend. So you're not taking that trade. There's the 200. Can you shut these pivots off just for one moment? Yeah. There's a 4-hour 200 EMA. The market is clearly bearish after yesterday's monster run and then sell off, which is really, really good. Oh, by the way, are you in the room, Steve? What did you think of that AI video that I did for your guide? Have you seen it? Oh, his mic's off. Never mind.
Was that the gold one, Steve, that you put on? I saw that.
No, I did
I missed it. Okay.
no, it was what I was talking to Steve about where we're moving to with interactive AI. So
Okay.
all the learning things. So we've got modules now. I was showing Steve yesterday where it will talk about the strategy.
Yes.
And while it's talking, I can interrupt it and say, I don't understand that. Can you explain it a bit further?
Okay.
And explain it a bit further to you. And I said, I can do this with anything. So he sent me, he runs a security, electronic security company. And he has the issue that I have generally. You write a guide and people don't read it all, they skip through it, then ask loads of questions. That's already in the strategy. If you'd only read it, it's hard to read shit, isn't it? And especially when it's long. So I said, why not do a podcast on it? So I did a podcast on it for him, and then we took the in-depth guide and generated a video from that guide, so people could watch the video and be interactive, so that all these customers could log in online, watch the video on how to set up the CCTV, how to put the camera, the launch and connect the camera to all the CCTV and manage it all, and just take learning to a different level. And I've done that now for the 15-minute bar. I've yesterday finished the large language models for 15-minute bar entry, beginner and advanced. Of course, in the room on YouTube, we call it a 15-minute bar, but we all know it isn't. It's a 4:15 reversal. So we wrote academic papers on all that, and I've got a video now that will take you through the learning right through to the advanced features and how to use a 15-minute bar. And there's a podcast on it, and it's AI voices, but what I'm doing now is I'm cloning my voice on the AI, so it's me explaining it all. And this afternoon I'll have generated an avatar, which is AI, which will be me. And they're so flipping good, you won't be able to tell it's not me talking. And I can go over and explain in a podcast scenario and a flip chart scenario. I can generate quizzes. I can generate learning, self-learning challenges for yourself for every single thing that we have. And it's just all quite exciting. It's taking the trading and education to a completely different level. All AI driven. So we're kind of pushing again with Python as the main software behind the AI to actually monitor the markets in real time from hundreds of different sources for any news releases whatsoever, to instantaneously give you an idea of where to trade, what to do very, very quickly. So we're going to have that hopefully in the next few weeks. That will have an AI app that will squirt news to your mobile phone or to your computer instant about the index move, why it's moved, what points to go for, why to do it. So we'll have a little helper. And you know how powerful the AI is with this that we use here. Just constantly wins every day. And it really does. Well, it doesn't. The bit that doesn't surprise me, obviously, I'm going to say this, of course, is AI gives you all the information and backdrop and everything, but then it's me that gives you all the numbers and tells you where the market's actually going to go and why it's going to go there and what we're going to do about it. The thing that astonishes me is when you leave AI on its own, like we do with the Forex pairs, and today it's given, I've not even looked at this. So I'll tell you what, we'll look at this live. So, and yes, it's getting it on the nose every day. And what I could do is have my AGI model now to look at any Forex pair, instantly do all the research about it, you know, everything from Reuters, Bloomberg, Market, you name it, everywhere, Market Watch, do the analysis, do the correlation, and say to the trader, oh, today it's going to go long, it's going to go short, and this is what you should look for. And I could do that. I've got the AGI stuff now to actually do that every single day. It's quite exciting, really. If you're, I'm not in the business of squirting out information, but it's so powerful what you can do using AI. So today, USD Japani and Euro USD, it says it's long and tells you why. Euro USD, it says it's short and tells you why. But we do have our core stuff. So I'll tell you what, let's I'll just have a quick flick through of what we're doing. And then we'll go on USD Japani and USD Euro USD and see if it's getting it right today. Yesterday it hit it on the nose, didn't it? USD Japani going long and cable as well, going short, and absolutely nailed it. And the core competencies, it's still running like I keep mentioning. One day in April, we got it wrong and we broke even. Every single day since April, we've won every single day. And that's crazy. I don't know what percentage that is, 99 point something. But, you know, these large language models are just unbelievable what you can do with them. Right. So what I'm looking very quick, and not very quickly, the DAX. Oh, I best have a look at the live stream rooms. All right. Okay. The DAX. All right. Oh yeah. Sorry, guys. Too busy waffling to look. Hi, everyone. Sorry. sometimes forget we've got streaming on YouTube. Yeah. And I get loads of questions, and can you imagine, can't you, ever on YouTube? What a moppet! He never talks to anyone on us. Hi guys, sorry, I'll read the messages. Sorry, from India. Does it really work? Well, ask the guys in my room. Guys, does this edge report work?
100%.
It's brilliant. Well, I'd say
Yeah,
that.
very good.
I write it, don't I? So, but it, you know, it isn't me. It's the stuff that we do, the tools as well. I'm really curious. What are the test and live results for the 50-minute I can ask you strategy? Thank you. Oh dear, Alice. It's Alice. Alice. Who is Alice? The 15. There is no such thing as do you have the live results for the 15-minute bar? That is not even a reasonable question. If the question was, if you put it into a robot and trade every single 15-minute bar that's possible, then I can give you the answer to that. But if it's a person trading on their own, I can't give you the answer because you might only be trading for 1 or 2 hours a day. The perfect setups, the 15-minute bar guide, as anyone will see, if you all try it, tell me I'm wrong, it doesn't work 8 times out of 10. It's good, pretty good. The robot is better than that, but no, you can't have the robot because I've wrote it for me. And my trading room will get, I'm doing a test. Now, they'll all tell me, shut up in a minute. I'm gonna do a test on the 5th. We're gonna do a quiz on next year. Well, or maybe for Christmas as a Christmas present to the traders. A quiz on the 15-minute bar strategy, and whoever passes can have the 15-minute bar robot, which is a silly thing to say, I guess, because everyone will stop trading and learning the 15-minute bar because they'll just use the flipping robot because it'll do it for you. But yeah, Lulu, yeah. All the markets have been going down since last night. As soon as Rachel Reeves goes onto the lectern, everyone just wants to put a crosshairs on her anyway, don't they, really? And you know she's just going to raise taxes. That's Labour, isn't it? They just tax you out of oblivion. So the market's going to go down. Has anyone got trust in the UK government? Kind of not found anyone yet that says yes. It's all just going to go to rats, tax on tax on tax. The main reason why the markets are going down is all the big boys are all so over leveraged for growth. It's getting crazy, and the growth is not outstripping the cost of the financing, and that's the issue. We're getting into another big debt crisis, and if companies are going to be targeted by Ms. Reeves, then it's going to make life even worse for the UK. The good thing about the UK stocks, it's quite defensive, with banks and pharma buried in there as quite a large proportion of everything. So the banks will shore that up. Pharma, depends what's going on with oil today and OPEC plus. That might stack and return the FTSE back up. But the thing is, no matter how good the companies are, it's people that buy them. And if perception is it's a chicken licking event, the world's coming in, then the market will sell off, and there is nothing you can do about it. That's just life. The thing is, you got to trade what you see. And who would want to short the FTSE in a bull market at the moment? You're better off just sitting to one side and waiting for the market to resolve itself one way or another after the move. I know it's hard to see a move and not be on it, but you know, that you need to shake the gambler out of yourself, because you don't want to gamble. We've bought the market down here in a call, and the market's moving back up. Is it going to resolve itself to the top side? Got to ask the question, does the DAX resolve itself on a deep dive? All these pins. I mentioned this yesterday in the trading room. It has a real habit of resolving itself 50% to over 100%. But yeah, thanks, Lulu. It's really good that everyone's contributing in the room, which is nice. But yeah, the DAX, every time it gets a low test into a key area, every single time, we get a retrace. So that's why we've actually put some calls in on the DAX, because of trading its personality. It has a personality because there's personalities behind it that do trade, and they give a collective habit. Right, FTSE. Right, and we've put some calls in for the FTSE as well, of course. And we need this to resolve itself one way or the other. And if we look at the 4-hour, clearly bullish, this is not really a pullback too much at all. Look at that big rejection pin here. But we've got calls on to deal with this when the market resolves itself and comes back up towards C-boss, and everyone will be happy because all the call options will be well into the money, and that'll be really, really good. But for the moment, we'll let the call options do the thing, let the market flush people out, for instance, and let's see what we can actually do. It's all a bit messy, this. Talk about robots. The robots have gone in. So the version 2.3 robots on, the fractal 2.2's on, just 2 robots. So this is a trade from this morning. So we're well up over 1%. We've already took 1% out, and we're another about 1.2% up on there. This is the 5-minute fractal that we took live this morning. Kevin Moody, morning, Stephen. As a newbie, there is a lot on the daily edge to take in. Do you know what, Kevin? I think you're right. You are right. Especially, I get enthusiastic trying to get as much over to people as I possibly can. And then yesterday, when we were in the room, I put this out and thought, my God, look at all that. On the basis is we've got people inside the room that use it and a lot of people outside the room that use it. And I was wanting to help the people on BTC and Ethereum, try and get the head around what's going on there. And also on the Magnificent 7 for people who are doing some pension fund trades, or just some ISA stuff, or just general investing on the Mag 7. To give you clickable research as well, so it makes it highly intelligent. But really, we're day trading. Our job in the room at the moment is to pick some assets that we really understand: FTSE, US 500, DAX, gold, and see out of all those if we can make 1%. And generally we make 1, 2, whatever, quite a lot more than that every day. And then if you add the robots into it, that amplifies it as well. So when you think about it, if you were just helping people focus on 4 key, maybe a couple of, there's always someone that says, oh yeah, but I like Forex. Well, there's always someone that likes Forex, and I don't mind Forex at all. If it's going to be a high probability trade, and we're going to look at these in a minute, then that's great. But do I drop the Magnificent 7 and the BTC and just have it on a Monday to give everyone a heads up on what's going to happen with Mag 7 and BTC? But there again, do we want to do that? Do I want to do that as a day trader? Do I have that as a separate report, the Mag 7 report for the week?
Well, Could you do it as a separate report at the weekend?
That's what I was thinking, Clive. Just
Yeah.
squirt some out on a Sunday because it shares. It's one day move ain't going to be. No one's interested in the 1 day move really. But so
Yeah.
could do something on a Sunday night that says this is the Mag 7 and these are the key these are the key cryptos because people trade BTC and it would be good to see you go through the 2FX pairs to help understand a little bit, Bonk. Kevin, yeah, no problem. We'll go and do that now. We'll go and do that now. But yeah, that's a good call, that I think, Clive. It wouldn't take too much for me to, well, I just ask the AGI to do it for me, then I top and tail it. But it's a quite interesting reading, even if it's just interesting reading for me, because I do day trade some of the Mag 7 anyway, and BTC, as you know. Right, what we'll do, we'll put today's, that was yesterday's edge and worked. This is today's, which says USD Japan and Euro USD. So let's test that. Where are we on gold at the moment? So we're kind of making money all over the place on gold at the moment. And we'll put some alerts a bit higher up before some of the profits tag out. So there, what's that one? That one was nearly hit full profit, wasn't it? That was a 2-2 version. We got here's my whinge for the day. Been bloody done by the spread. The bot wanted 4,001.1. No, that's where the market came to. And the bot wanted 4,000.9. Actually, so that should have clicked it. We should have that's
Well,
actually
8.5 near the spread
yeah, the spread's 0.5, yeah.
at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was done by 0.3. I've been done. It'll hit though, so that'll hit for a nice 2%. He says confidently. I'm going to put it up here just to make sure we can see. Right, let's go and do what Kevin asked. Right, so this is USD CAD. What is it? USD Japani, isn't it? So let's go. I've not looked at these. This is straight from the AGI because I wasn't going to talk about them in the room. I just give it for my traders and the distribution outside as an idea of where to make the easiest money today. USD Japani. Oh, that looks good. Sorry. Right. USD Japani. So yesterday.
Yeah, it's actually looking good at the moment, the USD. It's just bouncing.
Yeah. Well, if we look at the
15-minute.
if we look at cable and do that overlay, if we do that cable overlay, where are we? Where's the overlay? Compare the instrument and put the US dollar up, the Dixie. We can do that overlay quite nicely. So there we are. We can see what's happening. This is the Dixie, the dollar. So you can see the dollar coming down and the dollar starting to rise. And the dollar is stronger than the yen at the moment. And we've had a really nice, a bit of a, this is the chicken licking stuff I was talking about, where people are worried about debt and, or should I say, the media are banging on about debt debt ratios for everyone trying to be the best at AI and investing like mad and growing. So you can see here on a 15-minute, we've got the Dixie moving up quite nicely, and that's representing itself here against the yen here. We do have a 15-minute bar here. Now, I'm just going to take the Dixie off. But for the people that follow the 15-minute bar, tick, it's looking good. For the 1 hour tick, it's looking good. For the 15-minute, that would make people stop trading. And we don't do that in the room. That's for people who are learning. For the guys in the room who know about the 15-minute bar, that is the 15-minute bar trade that you would take. It's called a 415 reversal. We've named it 15-minute bar guide for people who want to start to learn how to trade the 15-minute. But once you get proficient, then you can trade it in all sorts of ways. So, right, so let's have a quick look on here. So we know on the 4 hour it's cruising really well. On the 1 hour, also we also know it's on record highs up here. So we're just going to mark up the record highs. We just go through the analysis live on what we're doing. So although the market is trend positive, with price action negative, and you need to check this every single time that you're starting your drill down and analysis, because you can be price action negative trading under the 9 EMA while still in the right trend. So the real thing that the issue and the way that we trade in the room for this particular one, where's my vanishing pen? There we go. So we have a trend that's up, going up like this. What we really want to do is to find the market coming down, bouncing off the trend, you know, coming down, bouncing off the trend. If we can't write or draw a trend in, so let's go to the 4 hour and let's see if there is something here that we can get our teeth into roughly. We'll just put that up. We need roughly three points for a decent trend. So there's one area. Nearly you could argue that point that it's probably pretty close for a trend there. On the 4 hour, yeah, I would certainly go with that. So let's go with it. What we need to start to do as being a day trader, start building a story. So we know the market's coming down, bouncing, hasn't quite come down yet. We're in a bull market. We are all-time record highs. No, actually, we're not on here. It goes way back. The next big target is 15,600, then 15,800, and these are what we call BRNs. But let's get down to day trade in detail. That's swing trade in detail. 4 hour, we're on a trend and we're looking at a bit of a pullback. One thing that I need to point out here is we have an anomaly. It would be good to, we have an anomaly on the way patterns usually resolve themselves. So when we get a market that runs up to the top side and then consolidate, 8 times out of 10 it always breaks to the top. It hasn't this time. That's one of those anomalies. You would expect that box to resolve itself to the top side, and it just hasn't. So the next area you would look at is, well, we've got a trend here, so we'd like to see this coming down. When the trend come down, it was completely overshot on the stock, completely oversold. We're getting to that now, and we're nowhere near here. So we've got different action. What we do have is a market that is very bullish because it's not, the retrace isn't coming back very much, not very much at all. So let's just do a few things at this level. So we're still generating a rich picture. One of the things we can do, we can have a look at where roughly a fib or retrace might come in. There's a 50% here. There's a 38. If you are very bullish, then you expect the market to start resolving itself around the 38% fib. We've also got some tertiary resistance into here as well. We've got the supporting oblique support line there as well. So we've got a bit of a pullback at the 38. Let's have a look to see if where the next run could could possibly be. So this is where we start doing MTFs, multi-time frame analysis, using Fibonacci expansions. So to the bottom, to the top, it's just about the same. Down to here, we've got, when you're doing expansions, you either got to confirm a new low, and ideally it's a higher low, or when you're doing your analysis, you've got to make some assertions of where the market actually might go. And this market is heavily traded with Fibos, the USD Japani. Yeah, Fibos, Fibo traders. So let's have and the usual number to go for is 61.8. So we'll put 61.8 up there. We know exactly, just spotting that straight away, what's going to happen. We've got all the people, all the profit snatchers will be going for the BRN. And so we've got a 61% retrace with a big round number in front of it. That's going to be a target at the 4-hour level. So we know that. Now let's go down to the 1 hour and see what we can actually see in the 1 hour action. Well, we can see the 38% retrace here. The market appears to be rejecting, and you can tell the rejections because you can see the wick length on these candles is significantly long compared to the body, and that's people rejecting the market. Other observations, trend is still intact right up into this tertiary resistance level, right into here. So we can see this level is going to be quite an interesting level if it comes down further for a potential bounce. This is the 4-hour support. And if the market is going to go for a ripper up to the top, then we expect the lows to progressively move away from this 4-hour resistance to provide another 4-hour at a higher inclination. So what have we got here? So if you're day trading and wanting to snipe in and out, one of the things to be interested for you again is the 61.8% Fibo, if that is the bottom. So we can put that in as well here. And it writes it in on the 1 hour Fibo there. And we can write it in again here. So what we're doing here at the moment is building a rich picture to decide. We know the market's bullish for all the reasons the Daily Edge says so. I'm not going to read it all. You can read the Daily Edge yourself and read all that. So now we're into the 1 hour. We are still price action negative. We're under the 9. We are positive trend. Now we're going to drill into the areas that we trade in. Sometimes trade on 1 hour, but mainly 15 minute and 5. So you can see that bounce off the 38%. We are now price action positive on the 9. That is a really good bar. Do we want to take this? Hell yes. This is a 415 classic. So what we can do, we can look at the swing low, which is here. So we've got 36.3 there. What's the spread there? Roughly 1. So we're going around 36.3 up to 37 plus 1 at the bottom, 38, and 1 for the top, 39. So we're going to have 39 pips. This is a 1 pip break from the top. 39, 39. I'm going to have a little look and see how that looks from that break up. So there's the top of the bar. I'll just put that there for the moment. Let's check what the actual top of the bar is. It's 69.8. 69.8. So 70.8 would be the actual breakup that we require. And we've got to stop under that swing low. So other observations. Can we get a 1-to-1 from the top to the bottom? Yes. has it got any major pivot lines in its way? No, the 61.8's there. Will it work? Probably yes. Ah, no, right, I've typed that in wrong. That should be 39. So let's put that in. So that puts different context on it. Have we got something in the way? Yeah, we've got a 61.8, and we can deal with that using the 9 EMA. I have not. So what's the robot result? 87.6% hit rate, Alice. That's the robot result. It wins 86.7% of the time, or 87.6. It's one of those two, 87.6, I think. So 15-minute bar reversal. We've got 61% Fibo in the way. We've also got a lot of confluence here we're going to be trading into. So what we need to do is put an alert just in front of the 61.8 and into the
Big round number as well.
yeah, absolutely dead
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You got a
Yeah.
big round number there. I'm glad you point that out, because I'm still trying to verbalize everything that goes through my little brain. I keep missing things out that I spot. A lot of the things that you do as you kind of do more and more trading, especially the style that I do, a lot of things just become habitual and you don't know you're doing them. You just watch and say, right, where am I going to put it? Well, I'm going to front run a big round number. I'm going to go into the where I want to go pre-run this confluence. Where do I put it? Well, I want an alert by the BRN. I want an alert before the 61. I want an alert before all these pins starting coming into play, which are support pins in this price action, which will now become resistance pins on the way up. So hopefully that answers a question, and it's recorded so you can go back and look at it. Hopefully, Kevin, that makes things a little bit clearer. If you are trading the guide, the 15-minute guide, then you're not going to be looking for a trade until the market gets up towards the big round number. But we don't trade the 15-minute guide. It's a guide for people who want to start learning. We are for 15 reversal people. It is a 15-minute. I think that was a question that come from the floor from someone on the Slack room as well last night. I'm not sure who it was. Sure who that was. All right, thanks, Clive, for weekly pivot.
Yeah,
What we have,
it looks like it's bounced off that, doesn't it?
yeah, what we do have in the room for all the guys in the room, we have weekly and monthly pivots that go on into PRT automatically. If you're interested in monthly and weekly pivots, then there's a monthly and weekly pivot tool as well if you'd like to use that. So there's a 15-minute bar, but it's great. It's nice that people contribute, put things in, and make observations that can sometimes be missed when you're into the muck and bullets of day trading. So that's USD Japani. The other one was Euro USD. So let's have a look at Euro USD. I'm assuming that's short, yeah. So let's zoom out. Right, yeah, let's get rid of all this. You can see we've been trading this. Yeah, all the targets have been hit. But I get rid of those targets. They're no use anymore. We've walloped all these earlier in October anyway. And let's just take these off. So you can see where when I was doing the analysis to come down, we were talking about this double bottom reversal, and there's some actually observations here. What a fantastic spot! Can anyone tell me what I'm looking at in front of us here? Without Eja answering. Can anyone see a fantastic pattern that we use all the time? It's a brilliant pattern and one that everyone should learn. Where's me? I've lost me pen now. Where's me flipping pen gone? Oh, there we are. Can I do it? Not a vanishing pen, but a proper pen. Smart pen. It needs a smart user though. So here we are. We've got a bottom here, a middle bit here, another bottom here, another bit here. W for win. What a fantastic pattern. Sorry, I've written that wrong. Oh, well, oh God, I've now got rid of me bloody price now as well. Gone still. It's not working. I've still got me lonesome W in the middle there. Let's get rid of all that again. Do you know what? It's good this live streaming, isn't it? I can't cut this out. Steve, you muppet, who can't even use a pen. Right, let's go back. But you know it's real when you see the cock-ups like this. Right, let's get me pen again. Right, where's my pen? Oh, I shouldn't use a smart pen. I haven't got a smart user, that's obvious. Right, so here, there, yeah. Oh, I've even used the wrong flipping pen. But you get the gist. The line needs to be across the middle to both ends here. And the target, I might as well draw that properly because I can't see that hardly. So people in the room won't be able to see it very well. So let's do it properly. So we've got the left leg, middle leg, right leg there. So what we've got here is a W for win pattern. And when you see a W for win pattern, if you're a pattern trader, we generally aren't, but this is great. The target is normally from the bottom here to here, represented to the top. So what's that, roughly 84? And where does that go to? 84 would be the target there. And that would be your pattern. So you wait for the pattern to set up. You look for a direct break of the right leg of the W, and you go for a distance between the center to the bottom. And the same is true if it's an M pattern, for the M for murder. So if you get a pattern, I use very few patterns, very few, but these are so powerful. If you get an M for murder pattern, then you take the trade on the break at the left of the right leg. Always the right, of course. Right, a little diversionary thing now. Let's get back into trading. Oh, I've done it again. I should just save this, shouldn't I? And then I don't have to keep finding it again. Right. Do the same again for here. So let's zoom right out, because this was the last analyses that I was doing is I wanted to take the market all the way down into here, and as soon as we did, I thought, well, that's enough for me. We'll do that. The issue we've got here, so we bring it to the left a little bit more, is this was a great level because it was a multiple day, multiple week bottom. The issue is, if we break this, we're in kind of, you can see you're in free fall. We've got, 11,400 as an opportunity. Let's get a bit more units on. So as a tertiary support line here, we've got something here. So there's an area here on the 4 hour, which we're really interested. A break of this opens up this target, which is 11,450. Looks quite good. Is there anything in front of that? There isn't. It kind of free fall all the way down to here. There's nothing in the way. There's nothing going to stop Euro USD piling onto the floor. Just isn't, technically. Doesn't mean to say Trump might not hit his gavel and cause mayhem somewhere in the world. But yeah, so there's the 4 hour. Some of the things we can look at in the 4 hour, which are bare no relevance at the moment, are, kind of looking at some support, some resistance lines. Well, That's never going to bother us day trading at this moment. But I can put those in. It's just good practice. You start drilling down from the 4 hour and you drill down and you drill down. There is a video that tells you how to do this in excruciating detail. But for some reason, it's not been watched very much. I'm just trying to pull it up on the screen. I want to show you where the video is. Switch accounts. Come on, HARKO. If you want to learn how to approach everything from a top down right into the 15-minute, 5-minute trading and be super accurate in trading it, then this is it. So, right, HARKO Day Trading, HARKO Day Trading. Press the button.
The one from about a month ago.
Could be. So
Yes.
here we are.
An hour and 14 minutes, I think.
Where is it? Popular videos, just put videos on. So if you're watching this from YouTube, we appreciate it if you subscribe to it. You'll get all the latest heads up.
Yeah, how to read charts like a pro, isn't that the one?
That sounds very much like it, Clive.
Yeah,
Right?
it's right, top right. Whoa, you've gone past it. Go back, back there, top right-hand corner.
Ah, there we
Your
are.
trading needs you.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's the reason I joined you.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. All listen to Clive. So
I wouldn't do that. But...
it's been in a month and it's only done 2,000 views, where the 15-minute bar's done 11,000 views. I don't know why. There is so different, because this one covers everything from 4 hours down to 15 minutes. This one just
brilliant.
covers 15 minutes. But if you want to really get into understanding the trading, that is the one to watch. Then into that one, then the 9-minute magic that I'm about to release, that I'm going to get down to it. The other ones are, of course, get the flipping daily edge. You need your head ready if you don't have it, but it's just my view. And then getting the best entry, looking at another best entry, which is a 15-minute guide, looking at the trading, and that is the 15-minute magic. But I guess you need to be a trader to understand that a little bit more. But I just did a quickie on, that's done 30-odd thousand views. And then it all started off with me sending a video in here. I just called it simple something. Yeah, 51,000 views. The most simplest setup you'll ever get. And I just try to make things as simple as possible. Then fracker trading. You don't need to go anywhere else than this site. This actually tells you facts and figures. And as you notice, I never wear any baseball gaps the wrong way around. That's a big bug of mine. But there we go. No Lamborghinis, no fancy houses, just showing you how to rip shit out the market, rip money out the market, because that's the only reason we're here. So stop the waffling again. I can feel myself getting on my orange crate, so I'm going to get off. Right, so on the 4 hour, you can see where we're on a 4 hour. Even on Heikin Ashi, we've got obviously none of the pullbacks are really taken seriously at all, are we, from the 29th? And we're trend negative, we're price action negative. The market is just so negative. Euro USD. Let's get into the 1 hour. It's classic, this, isn't it? It's oh, all right. We've got a little picture here of what I mentioned before, which is when the markets come down, consolidate. They usually drop from the bottom, come down, consolidate, drop. No consolidation here. We've got a mishmash of stuff, but generally, when you see these patterns arrive in the direction of the trend, you know where they're going to go. 8 times out of 10, you'll be right in your assertion that the market's going to come down. So I guess that's another pattern as well. So into the 1 hour, we can see here the market tried to break out here. We actually did have a close above this and a potential breakout, but that's not brilliant, is it? It's only got 2 points, so it's not really a level. You need 3 points to be a level, strong level. So we are getting observations. We are trading lower highs and lower lows, which is really good. We've got that it's a bit like a Marabuza. That there's hardly any wick at the bottom, no wick on the open. In other words, the market has accepted that as the highest price possible in this time frame. Right, 15-minute. Is there a 15-minute candle after a break on the for the free fall down to here? So the market would come down. Oh, there you are. The market's already been down to that one, and as you can see people observe the BRNs. Money reversed. Boom, took profit on the BRN. So if you want to trade this, there is the 15-minute candle. It doesn't look never gets to look any better than that. That's 20. Spread, we can call that spread 0.6. I'll just call it 1. 22 pips is where you would need. Can you get 22 pips all the way down here? No, but the next level, the next big level, if you're trading this, let's say for the next 2 to 3 days, in other words, you don't need a futures contract. You could have this running down to the next level. So you know where we're going to, this is exactly where you need to be entering now. So we could put 22 and 22. If you can do this faster than me, then please do. And now I'm short. As a trader, you know your strategy, you know where your stops are going to be. There should be no hesitation whatsoever to break of that bar. Now I'm going to try and think of where and why what I can do for the next trade, the next target. I know my target's going to be somewhere down here, but the most important thing is you know where your risk is. Your risk is set at 1% at 22 pips. So we can use these impulsive moves on the 1 hour on a Fibonacci expansion. So we can look at the last swing high here. Should I just get rid of this? There we are. So that's nice and clear. So this is how you use an expansion tool to forecast. I'll just get rid of the ding-dong bells because people are ding-donging in and out of the room. There we go. An expansion tool. So we're going to go to the previous high, to the previous bottom, and then that impulsive wave bottom there. So that gives us a target or 100% phase wave target of that. And it gives us 161 down here. So we've got 100% move. Market's already been down to this level already. The next phase wave takes us lower. So we could add a limit down into here. That doesn't give us a one-to-one risk reward. I think I will front run the 161 here at 22. Could run that to 44. But the real target is a lot lower than this. But if I can get a 1 to 2 risk reward on that, then that would be good. The other thing I will do here is I'll measure this down to 22 pips. roughly here. And I'll put an alert down here. And when the market gets down to that alert, I'll do a stop to entry, or I will add, we're not going to delete that price again, I will add to the trade. So everything we've put in so far worked. So if you were using the report this morning, let's just have a look and see if we're using the report this morning. There's the first candle, type 2 candle, type 1 candle. That you would still be in the trade because it would have been a direct break of that, and that's your one-to-one risk reward. If you've been trading this morning, if you missed the early doors, read the, no, that's not this morning, that's yesterday. We didn't have, this wasn't a trade yesterday. Let's get the days right. Oh, sorry, let's get this morning on a 15 minutes. So where's a 15, was there something this morning that came up this morning? After 5 up? No, there wasn't. This is the first trade. This is the first trade. So anyway, so hopefully that makes some sense. And there are the alerts. The actual one-to-one risk reward is from there to there. That's your one-to-one. And then you can have an alert at one-to-one. Then you could actually change that to 5-minute fracking. That could be another option. Right, let's go back and have a look before we go. What's happening with the DAX? As that started, look at that, we're starting to get an attempt at a recovery. All this indecision above S3. So, yeah, all this decision around S3. Right, okay. Let's have a look at FTSE next, and then the S&P for this afternoon, and gold. Gold. Oh, DAX, doesn't matter. Gold next. Gold's having a wee pullback. We expected around the big round number, as you can see, 400. Army target. Was gold hit?
No, I think so.
Gold spot 804 hit. Gold spot 908 stop to reverse profit. Gold spot 908 stop to reverse profit at 3992. So yeah, they've come out with a small amount of profit. Both bots. One came out at 3992.6 and the other 3992.8. So that's a pin in the ass, but they both lost winning money, so which is nice. And then that's our live trade, and that's the mornings. Do I take that other 1%? Yes. It was 19, so let's eventually do it. So right, so manually trading 2% on gold. Robots, both the robots come out for 1.6 and 1.3 profit. It's a shame it missed it by a midge's what's it, isn't it? It really is, just up here. What a shame. But that's bot trading for you. You know, you don't manage the bots manage themselves. This is our trade. Stop under here for the 5-minute fracker. I think it's a 5-minute fracker, was it? Yeah, here. That was the fractal that we took there. And we're looking for that to hold. Might pull back. If it does pull back, then that's trading for you. DAX. So the DAX, oh, we looked at the DAX before, it's still hanging around there. FTSE was the other one. And then the S&P. So I've still got my alerts from CBOS. The market's tried to recover, you can see here, and then it's falling away. So just leave, we're going to leave that alone. we do not need to take every trade. We do not need to force a trade. If it comes back over CBOS, then that's great. We've already got some call options for later in the day. And then the other thing on the daily edge was the US 500. Right, so I wrote on the US 500, like to do my crystal ball in. US 500, where did I put it? US 500. I'd say to people, just get the daily edge, try it for a month, see what you think. I think Kevin's just got it lately, and Clive has, and be interesting to know what you think about it. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. So what we're looking for here today, we're looking for the closing gap, closer to the gap, closer to the market open, of course. Yesterday's gap was hit, and then the high target was hit also. So nice win, double win there yesterday. Today, the closing gap is set here, up here, and that is the target for the day. Overnight, we dropped 61 pips, and what I'm really looking for, because of what's happening with overnight action, what is happening with the news on debts and things, all the markets have come off. So one thing I am interested in, you can see here, the market really, although really positive, you can see the market is slowly dying a lingering death, really. As far as pullbacks are concerned, we're coming down to S3. We've hit, there was an open closing gap on the 27th of October, and we're that's going to get absolutely closed today. The area that I was interested in, I measured this up, and this is a tertiary resistance, was right into this area here. So into here, which I would probably have written in 67.65 down to 67.35. Yes, 67.65. Just I've typed that in wrong, haven't I? 6335. Well, I guess people understand that was 6735. Bugger. This is what I mean. Trying to do the Magnificent Seven plus two extra BTC, another 9 markets is just too much in the first 2 hours in the morning. I get it. I'm writing it from 5:30 in the morning, ready for releasing at 7:30. So these little things just keep creeping in, and it's really irritating. So what I'd said, the alternative, the buy is above CBOS to close the gap. The alternative is for the market to be overstretched and come right down into S3, into this zone here, which may be a flush out zone because people will be trading S3 probably. But if we can see the market trot on down into this level, that it would be a screaming buy, or a weekly options call would be interesting to do that. And I would look for a 68 call, or a Let's just have a look at the call. What are the calls coming in at the moment? I just look at the options. Bear with me. Indices weekly, US 500 expires 7th. What are the weekly 68s at the moment? Oh, they're at 40. That's far too expensive. That tells me the brokers are pricing in. That's a no-brainer. The market's going to recover to 6,800, which is not beyond the wit of man, really, is it? What about into this confluence here? Because we're on Tuesday, 68.60s. 68.60s are at 15. So at the moment, You're a weekly call into the end of the week. A recovery is 68.60s, which is only into the just into the close here. Will the market recover this week? Well, we don't know. We don't know. It's all uncertain. What I'm looking for is a technical edge on a bullish longer term momentum. So as this comes down, we'll obviously watch this out for the rest of the day. And if you see the market coming down to this area, then give it a crack.
Well, what about the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones? They're both already down there on the DS3s.
I've not put the price. I've not put the pivots.
Yeah. Oh,
not-
hold on. No, sorry, I've got yesterday's. Oh no, I
Mine-
have on the Nasdaq.
Mine are yesterday's. I've not done
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, mine are yesterday as well.
Yeah, I've not done them. So
Yeah, my Nasdaq's right though. So it's down on its DS3.
I just use a 15-minute bar in a direction for the Nasdaq.
Yeah.
You know, 15-minute on the first 15 minutes of action on
So a nice pullback this morning.
on the Dow. Of course, we do the gap trade. It's a system trade. Do every single day on the gap. Very successful. I think the worst we've had is 2 losing days on the bounce. The best we've had is 16 days on the bounce winning. It's a highly successful trade, the gap trade. And yeah, obviously closed yesterday, then come down even more. So that's nice. Yeah, there might be a gap trade. What is the just have a look at the gap. Where is the gap?
It's about 1.23%. The close on the
It's 47,336, 47,336, 47. Oh, we're well away from the. Yeah, that's a great opportunity. And we've the extreme gap was closed, and the closing gap yesterday, X gap and extreme. I didn't trade those. I don't trade all the time every day. We just trade to get a few percent and then pack in, and just keep filling in pockets with 1 or 2% every day. That is a really good way to trade. Right. Any questions from the room or any questions from YouTube? So I'm going to go and get some. Is Steve there? I'm quite happy to have a cup of coffee, Steve, and get back on if you are there. Is your mic on? No, his mic's not on. I'll send you a text in Slack. Any questions about the trading that we've done, or anything on YouTube? Quite happy to ask any. What we are going to do, I think, next week is we're also going to do a live podcast, and I don't know what to call it. We're gonna talk about trading, and then we're just going to trade live, and we're going to use all our AI tools to find all the trades live, as well as use the daily edge. And we're probably going to do it on a Wednesday, something like that, and we'll do it in the afternoon and just call it a jibber jabber or something. I don't know what to call it, but we'll have a few guys on and just talking about trading and any issues, and I can help and answer any questions at all about trading on YouTube live. So we're going to start doing that. We do have, what I do have here is, if people want to watch them, which I'm not sure whether people do, there are podcasts now on here. And I am going to be adding things into the podcasts on the 15-minute and a few other areas also. Where is it? HARKO Day Trading. I'll get it up. Things always go slow when you're watching them. All right, that'll do. Put this up here. There under here, podcasts. There are podcasts on all the Northern Europeans, if you want to go through all the live trading, and then the opening bell, and those will be going into there. I was doing posts every day in the morning to give people a heads up on the daily edge for free on whether we risk on, risk off, and the pivots, but nobody was really watching those. So I'm binning that. I won't be doing that anymore because it just takes up extra effort to do that. And we had 1 or 2 people not even making a comment, so I can't even tell if it's of any use. So if I get no feedback, then I'll dump it. Because the only reason I do it is to help people. So no questions. So I'll say thanks, guys, and I will be on. We'll be back on Friday for the opening bell at 2:15. So no questions. So I will end the stream and end the session in the room also.
Thanks very much, Steve.
Yeah,
All right,
cheers,
no
Dave.
worries.
Thanks,
All
Steve.
right, guys.
Bye.
All right,
Cheers.
bye.
Thank you.
Bye.